Hello everyone, this is Manish Kumar and I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. So in the last video I had created how I bagged 12 offer in Hindi, and in that video I was asked to create the same video in English too. So here I am with the same video. Please skip this video if you have already watched my same video in Hindi, because I am going to explain the same thing. It's just that there were many viewers who are not able to understand in Hindi, so I am making the same video in English. Otherwise all the contents, all the concepts, all the whatever I have talked in the last video, the same things I am going to talk about in this video as well. So please skip this video, don't waste your time here, and just prepare whatever I have told you, and we'll meet in the next video. So without wasting the time, we'll get into the video. Okay, so here I am going to talk about all the 12 offers that I got from different companies, and those were Jio. Here on my mobile I have mentioned it: Jio, Paytm, and you will see some of the screenshot in the behind. So these were the list: Jio, Paytm, Deloitte, EPAM, Impetus, Jorient, PayPal, To The New, Capri Global, Ventive, Kmart, Herman. So these were total 12 offers that I had, and apart from this also I had few rejections, not few, many. Like I got 4 to 5 rejection beforehand, like Walmart, Airtel, Hasdin by Deloitte, and Microsoft. There were other rejections too, but there were not all the rounds completed, or I didn't get a chance to hear from HR, so I didn't include those company names. So these were the company that I got an offer from. So now I am going to talk about how you can achieve the same within 6 months, I can say, because if you are passionate towards learning basically a data engineering, then I am going to take you to the correct path and exact path, I would say. Like you will have to do so we'll talk about all the tools and technology that you would require to learn, and I am not going to overwhelm with many tools and technology. I will just focus on the core of it, and based on that core only you will be able to achieve whatever you want. Okay, so here I am going to talk about technology that will be required, and the first one is Python, or any program, not any programming language, Python or Scala, specifically Python or Scala if you are going for the data engineering role. Second, you would need SQL. Third, you would need Spark, and fourth you need Hadoop, and in Hadoop also specifically HDFS file system. So only these are the 4 technology or tools that you would require. And apart from this, many people were asking about cloud computing. Okay, so if you are into all, like if you are already into cloud computing, then it's good. If you are not, you can safely skip this cloud computing part. So I am addressing this question because I got to know in the last video that I had uploaded. Okay, so now here we are at the all the technology. So now I am going to talk about from where you have to learn these tools and how much you have to learn, because if you are going to learn any one of the thing entirely, then it is going to take a lot of time. So I am going to give you straight path that go learn from here and learn this much only. So now we'll move to the next part of it. So I am going to switch back. So first I am going to talk about Python, from where you have to learn Python or Scala. Scala I haven't done it, so I am not sure where to learn Scala, but I know one of the website that is having good content all about Scala.org, something like that. So if you are into a Scala, then you can learn from this website. I am not sure, like I have learned from this only, so, and I am not good at it also, so I am not sure. So in Python, what you have to study, let's go to the Chrome and we'll see there. So in Python, if you are a beginner, listen carefully. If you are a beginner, you don't know anything, you don't know about syntax of Python, then you have to learn from this channel, Telesco channel. Here Python for beginner tutorials are there, and you just have to study or go through the first 40 to 50 videos. That would be enough. You don't have to waste more time here by learning just a syntax. So once you are good with loops, like loops, functions, variables, and somewhat of concept, if you are good with this, now move to the second part of it. So now here the key only to excel any of the interview is the practice, and you have to do practice more and more to get into this field. So now we'll go to HackerRank website. Let me log in it first. Okay, so here you have to go onto the prepare, and below you will see prepare by topic. Okay, so here you have to select Python, and we'll go to Python. So first, if you are a beginner, then you have to go to HackerRank. If you think that you can solve the HackerRank question very easily, then move to the second part of it, that is Geeks for Geeks. If you are not familiar, or if you are learning for the first time in Python and you are solving, basically you know the syntax but you haven't done coding, so you have to start from here. You'll just learn basics of it, like how to do coding. Like you know the syntax but you don't know how to code, so basically this will be your starting point. Also here when you come, you go to the difficulty section on right hand side, and in difficulty you have to select easy question first, and let me see. Okay, see, even I have solved hello world program. Okay, so you have to do the same. You have to do, here you can see Python if else, then arithmetic operator, division, loops. So by this way you will get a good hold on syntax. Okay, so now once you are good with this HackerRank, like if you are able to solve the easy questions, and after easy questions you have to move to medium question also. Once you have reached to the medium question, now you are ready to move to the next step, and next step will be Geeks for Geeks. Okay, let me log in it again here. I think I am signed out. Okay, here you can see this is my profile, and I have solved 77 questions, and that too in 2 months. So I solved these 77 questions just in 2 months. So you have to also do regressive coding, then only you will be able to solve the questions during interview. And all the questions that will be asked in interview won't be from either from a HackerRank or from Geeks for Geeks. We'll move to the next step, but once you are done with this, so how you have to solve this question? First we'll go to the home page, and from there I will let you know. Okay, so I'll come to, so I came to home page, and here you can see topic wise practice. So you have to click on topic wise practice, and on the left hand side you can see all the questions. So here there comes another thing that you have to remember in your mind. So when you are preparing for data engineering, specifically for data engineering, not for SDE, so here the most of the question will come either from array or from string. I have seen very few questions from BST, binary search tree, and linked list. That too I think 1 or 2 questions, and I didn't solve it. I can say I didn't solve it because I didn't knew this concept. So in the interview itself I said I know array and string, but I know very well. So here you have to select first. You can either select array or string first, but you have to solve question both. Like if you are done with 10 questions of array, then you have to switch to string questions also. So these 2 questions you have to do again the same way. I'll select the array first, and then I'll go down, and then in difficulty first I'll select school, because I have to build my confidence, and that confidence will come when I will be able to solve more and more easy questions, and then slowly or gradually I'll move to the medium question. I don't have to reach till the hard, because hard question no one will ask. So you have to do school, basics, and then easy, but keep in mind that you have to do both topics, array and string. Okay, now once you are good with this, like you feel that okay, I am able to do the question, now I should move to the next step, and the next step would be lead code. So again I'll have to log in here, and all these things I am telling because the questions will come from lead code. But if you are directly moving to the lead code and you are not able to solve the question, then you will get frustrated and you will be like, okay, I am not able to solve it. and you will be not able to solve it, and you will get demotivated, and you will live you will think that, oh, coding is not for me, and those negative things comes in mind. But keep patience and start from scratch, and everyone is having the same thing, that okay, I am not able to do coding. Even when I was at your age, like when I was in college, I used to think coding is not for me, but now I am doing coding. So everyone can do it, just you have to keep patience and you have to keep practicing. Okay, so now here also you have array and string, both questions are there, and you have to select array, or either array or string based on your preference, that which one you are trying to solve right now. And let's say I have select array. This is taking bit time to load. Okay, so you can see the question here: 2 sum, 3 sum, and then remove duplicate from sorted array, then remove element. So all these easy questions I had solved, and some medium question also. So here you can see, if there would have been like this frequency wouldn't have been logged, if I would have solved this question, two sum will come on top. And I think in 3 or 4 interview questions the same question was asked by the interviewer. So I can definitely say that if you are going with this question, there is a high possibility that you will get the same question in interview also. And most of the question will come from lead code, but to reach the lead code you have to be prepare with this, and you have to know good amount of coding, not that good, but yes, you have to know. So this was all on coding. So first portion is done. Like I was talking about Python or Scala, but Python or Scala doesn't mean that you have to just know the syntax. Syntax anyone can know, but you have to know how to code in that particular language. That is very much important. Okay, so till now we have covered the first part. Now I will move to the second part, and second part is SQL. For SQL you can follow, if you don't know anything, then I am talking about this, you can follow Kudvenkat YouTube channel. Okay, here he has explained all the SQL concept in well detailed manner. And apart from this, also you have to follow W3 schools to learn SQL. Okay, I can say 2 study material that you should follow. First, Kudvenkat YouTube channel. If you don't know anything about SQL, then only I am talking about, and W3 schools. So this is basic, and this is basic plus medium. Okay, or intermediate I could say. Okay, so I will quickly go through the website and I will let you know the interface, and then we'll move to how to write the query. So first you learned all the concept, and now you have to learn how to write query. So this is very important, how to write query, and this is what it is going to come in interview. But to reach there you have to know all the concepts, the same as Python that we did. We first learned the syntax, then we moved to the websites, and slowly we moved to the higher websites, I can say. And the same thing you have to do in SQL also, but I'll tell you how much to do. Okay, like I am telling you the website, that these are all website that you can go through, but how much you have to do, that is also important. Like in Python I told you that you just have to do 30 to 40 videos, or you just have to do array and string, easy and medium question only. I can say these are the limits that you have to stay within boundary, because for learning you can learn anything, but to get a job we have to learn the optimum thing that can lead us to a better job, or I can say best job. Okay, so we not too much talking. Now we'll move to these 2 websites, not websites, one is YouTube channel and another one is website. So I'll go to YouTube. So here you can see this one 135 YouTube videos are there, but you don't have to read all, because I am going to first talk about W3 schools, and there I'll talk about what all things you have to learn. Okay, so if you go to W3 schools and then you go to tutorial and then you go to SQL. Where is this SQL? Yes, here you can see learn SQL is there. Okay, now on the left hand side, whatever concepts are there, you have to study. Like, to be a good data engineer, you have to transform the data, and to transform the data you have to know all the SQL concepts like join, group by, then window function, rank, dense rank, all those comes in windows function only. Rank, dense rank, lead, lag, all these concepts you have to be clear with. And not just concept, you should be able to write all the query, complex query, because data engineer are the one who is going to write a complex transformations, and that transformations are either written in data frame API or in SQL. So you have to know very what I can say, you have to know very good amount of SQL to write a complex query. So here you have to know in depth. Like, you cannot just say ki I know SQL, I know where and those some filters in condition wildcard. These won't be sufficient for you. You have to know, right, like every join in detail. And if someone asks you to write any join, you are able to perform multiple joins on multiple tables. So these are the things that you have to learn in very deep. And if you are good at it, then only you will be able to get into any of the data engineering role, because 90% of the time when we are doing coding, we are doing transformation of the data. 10% of the time either we are fetching the data, not 10%, I can say 20% of the time we are fetching the data. 70% of the time we are munging the data, transforming the data, and 10% of the time we are pushing it back to the server or any places. Like, we have a code base, then we have a CI/CD pipeline, so those things are also there. Okay, so let's not go there. And in SQL you have to know everything. Okay, not everything doesn't mean that you have to know everything, but whatever it is there on W3 schools you have to know, and whatever the functions names I have taken. Apart from this, you have to do this 135 video. You don't have to do all 135 video. Whatever you are not understanding from this W3 schools, just go there, search the maybe if you are not getting left join, how left join works, just search left join and then add Kudvenkat video at the last, and you will get his video and you will get a good explanation too. So now you are good with SQL concepts, but you haven't practiced it. So to practice the questions, you have to go to first HackerRank again. And HackerRank, now I will not explain the website interface. Now we'll simply go to prepare, and then inside SQL we have again the same thing. You can go there, then select easy, and first do the easy question. Easy question will give you the confidence that you need to write a query, and then slowly move to medium question. Don't do hard question initially, because you will get discouraged, but yes, at least you should do medium questions. And once this is done, now you have to go to lead code again. And so now I am on lead code, and here in the problem tab you can see here there is a database tab over there. So I'll click on database tab, and there comes a few premium questions, not few, many premium questions are there, but we have to do all the all the questions that are freely available. So you have to do all these questions. And see, here there are few premium questions, not few, many premium questions are also there, but there are many free questions also. So you have to make sure that you are doing all the questions from here, because again I can think of 70 to 80% of the question will come from here, not 100%, 70% at least will come from here, or the concept will be from here, because these questions are good and you should practice all the questions. I have done the same. Okay, so now you have done HackerRank, you have done lead code, you have done W3 schools for your study material, and Kudvenkat YouTube channel for some of the extra knowledge. So now you are good with SQL also. So you have covered the first Python, and you also know SQL now. Now it comes the third part, which is the heart of big data or data engineering, that is Apache Spark. So for Apache Spark, here you can see I had mentioned third point as a Spark. So in Spark you have to do 2 courses on Udemy, and here you will have to pay some amount of few bucks, I think. I don't know how much amount is there. Let me see. Yeah, 449 per course. Basically, you will be spending around 900 rupees in Indian rupees. So in 900 rupees, there will be 2 course. This is for beginner. Let me close this. Apache Spark 3 Spark programming for beginners, and there is another video that is for beyond basics and cracking interview. If you are into data engineering, already into data engineering, then you should must know this one, like beyond basics and cracking job interview, because I have faced around 70 to 80% of the question from this video, and this video are top-notch videos, I can say, and he has not paid me anything to say this, but yes, I have done the same course, and I think you will see, you purchase this course on 20, although I at that time I didn't purchase because in my company there was a Udemy account, so I used that, but again I have purchased this, that is few days back. Okay, so now you have to do this 2 video. There is a third Udemy video that I won't recommend you if you are a beginner, but if you are planning to write a certification exam, then you can do this one, and this is also good. I had done from someone else account. Okay, so now I think for Spark you are good to go. You know this one, basics of a Spark. Now you know, if you are freshers, you can skip this one because you won't be asked in depth about Apache Spark, but this one is must for the beginner. Okay, now you know the Spark, but if you just say that in interview that I know Spark, chances of hiring is still less. And why? Because they will ask you to write a code in data frame API, and now you will be thinking, what is this data frame API? So you simply can think of data frame API is kind of SQL, that like not a SQL, but yes, the same thing you can consider for now, that we are doing transformations and that is done in data frame. Maybe if you are familiar with pandas, then you know the data frame very well. Anyway, data frame API will be asked during the interview, so they will ask the same this way. So they will ask you a SQL question, and they will ask you to do first in SQL, and then later they will ask you to do the same in data frame API. And why does the company do the same? Because they have their code base already written in data frame API, and they don't want to make, like, you can write a SQL script there, and that won't affect your performance also, but company doesn't want to make their code base what we can say, ununiform. Yes, we can say that. To make the code uniform, they want you to write in data frame API, and most of the company use data frame API only. So there was a thing that I used to try, and you should try the same. So now I will take you to the one of the website that you should prepare the questions from. And one another thing, whatever you will be doing, you don't need to download a single console or a single piece of software to run your any of the code, because LeetCode is giving you console, HackerRank and all these websites are giving you console. And if you are not having console, then you can simply, if you are writing a Python code, then you can simply search for Python online compiler, and you have it. So now you have a Python compiler, you can write any code and you can test it. Okay, apart from this, yes, I was there on Databricks, sorry. So you have to do Databricks community logging, and this is pretty simple. If you are facing any issue, please comment down below. I will make a video on the same, but here I will tell you what I used to do and how did I learn to write a Spark data frame API. So here I am inside the community account, in Databricks community account, and here you can see in my workspace I had done multiple data frame API questions. And what I used to do, I used to go to LeetCode and get the question. Let's say I have this here, second highest salary, the famous question. I think you must be knowing, or if you don't know, then this is one of the famous question, and you should definitely go with this question done. And there will be some variety of questions also there, so you should get prepared with this. Yes, so here what I used to do, I used to take this data and convert it into the data frame. And here I'll show you how I used to do the same. So here let's say I'm opening the first workspace or a notebook. This is basically a notebook, and let it open. Yes, you can see it here. I just created a Spark session, that is also not required, and here there is some data of some other questions, like some Apple data is there, and then I gave the schema, then created a data frame. So what I used to do, I used to create a data frame with all the data that I had there on lead code, and I used to do all the transformations. So here you can see I am doing some kind of join, and then doing some with column, then selecting few columns. So basically I am doing all the transformations that was asked in the lead code. So in lead code, what I used to do, I used to first solve the question in MySQL, and the same question I used to do in data frame API, and by this way I had a more confidence that if there is a transformation given to me, I will be able to confidently do in the interview, and by this way I mastered it. Okay, so you can do the same. If you have a better way, you can also do yours. Okay, so now I think we are at the last of the videos, and I think it is a long video, but it is worth it if you have watched till here. So Spark is also done. Now you know where to do a Spark, how much to do a Spark, and how to practice data frame API. Okay, now the last comes a Hadoop or HDFS file system. Here I say Hadoop, but that doesn't mean you have to do map reduce and all those things. You have to learn how Hadoop works, how big data, like how node works, how what we can say, like how basically HDFS, how data node works, how name node works, how authentication happens in Kerberos. So these are the things that you have to know. So all these things are done. Now here comes the cloud computing. If you have already done cloud computing in your project, then you should go, like you should learn either Azure or AWS or whatever, Azure, AWS or GCP, only and only if you have worked on cloud computing. Else, if you are a freshers or you are even if you are experienced, but if you are going with these tools and this tech stack, I could say, if you are going with this tech stack, I can guarantee you that you will be able to excel in 90% of the interview. 10% of the interview even no one knows. So don't worry, cloud computing won't be a big issue for you if you are going for an interview, because the core things that we do as a data engineer, there are multiple tools and technology that many interviewer or many career counselor would tell, but in my experience I have worked in these four and it works pretty well. Almost you can clear all the interview with this tech stack. Okay, and yeah, I forgot to tell you about Hadoop, where to learn Hadoop from. So there is just a video of Prashant sir, and here on YouTube you can find it. Okay, so this is from Learning Journal. This is a channel name, and here you just have to search Hadoop Learning Journal. That I did the same, and here you just have 17 video. You have to watch all these videos, and you have to practice some of the HDFS command. Basically those are Linux kind of command, so you don't have to worry much. Once you read it, I think you will be good to go. Okay, so just do this 17 video, and now you are good with the interview. You can go to any interview. If you have this much skill set, you are confident enough to crack any of the interview. But yes, there are some exceptions that even I don't know. So if you are till here, then I think you have got all the tech stack that would be required. Now you are good to go to the data engineering interview and excel it also. So all the best for your future, and we'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.